Welcome to LoveBytes, the show where we debug romance. Now, I am not a doctor. I am not a psychiatrist.
I am not a patient.
I don't have a degree in sociology or psychology, but what I do have is wealth of experience and a sincere desire to help you. Because sometimes love can get messy. And sometimes, if you're not careful, love bites. Hey everybody, welcome to LoveBytes and that lovely intro that I hate so much. Kayla, how are you doing today?
I'm doing alright. Your chat seems to call me Maggie.
I guess you're Maggie now. Hi Maggie, how are you doing?
You know, doing alright.
Good.
Living life.
Excellent. We haven't done an episode of LoveBytes in over a month. So, let's do this. We got a lot of stuff to go through. We got a lot of content today. Are you ready?
Great.
Are you ready for our first question?
Yeah, bring it on.
Bring it on. This is right up your alley. This is right up your alley.
Right up my alley.
Yeah. On the subject of getting over an ex, what is the best way to get over them? StarCraft 2 only does so much. Kayla, how do you get over your exes?
Well, I actually had a friend who recently broke up with their significant other, and they went the incorrect path of trying to come on to a friend, aka me. And so I sat them down and I was like, so, have you had your rebound yet? And that's the best way to get over someone, is just kind of go out there and have that little fling, in my opinion. Just kind of get it out of your system so that way you don't hit on everything with tits that you might be friends with and ruin something. Because that's how I felt with the situation. I felt really uncomfortable. I was like, I thought we were going to play Halo, and then all of a sudden it was like hand on my leg shit. And I'm like, what are you doing? So, yeah, getting back in the game. The longer you wait, the worse it'll be.
Don't hit on your friends right away.
Yeah, I would say, like, try to hit on somebody that you don't know. Like, do the cold call or whatever.
Call?
The weird red pill shit that they call it, where you, like, try to get a number in a bar.
Red pill shit? What's red pill? Like, is that a Matrix reference? By the way, I just watched Matrix last night. It was awesome.
It's a good movie. Don't watch the third one.
They made more than
the red
one?
pill is like some misogynistic shit that's like all about men being powerful and stuff, but it's also connected to the pickup artist stuff sometimes.
Oh my god, stuff is so stupid.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you should not be watching the show if you want to be a pickup artist. I will not give you pickup tips. Mostly because I don't know how. But, yeah.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I don't know how to pick up on girls.
Not the best at picking up women, personally.
No, I tried picking up Kaila once, and it was just like, she's too fat. What am I supposed to do?
I'm pretty fucking heavy.
Yeah.
It's all muscle, though.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, best way to get over next? Get it out of your system. Go do something that reminds you that you're your own individual person and not her. Like, you know, hitting on another person. Go doing something out of your comfort zone. Meeting up with new girls. Not hitting on your friends. That's a bad
Get a
way.
little thing on the side. Whatever.
Yeah. Cut them out of your life. Don't socialize with them.
Oh, yeah, the biggest mistake you can do with an ex is to, like, stalk them on Facebook and kind of try to, like, keep track of them. Like, just literally fucking cut them out of your life and move the fuck on. Because then, after, like, a year, maybe you guys can be friends again or something.
Absolutely.
Or, you know, just not ever talk to her again.
Yeah. You defriend them on Facebook is a strong possibility. If you're having trouble, absolutely legit. If someone's like, why the hell did they unfriend? Who gives a shit? Oh, we broke up. It's not working anymore. Had to cut them out of my life. So I unfriended them. Everyone's legit with that answer. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Whatever. It's kind of...
The same... Yeah. The same thing for if you get friend-zoned. Because you always see guys raging about that. And it's just kind of like, well, move the fuck on. Like, if a girl's not appreciating you, then don't waste your time with her. And don't get angry at her because she's not willing to reciprocate your feelings. It means that you're just investing in the wrong person.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's great. Let's move on to our next one. Greetings. I have a question for you. I have never actually dated a girl or even asked one out, which I
Maybe
assume is... what?
I said maybe a boy. Anyway.
Maybe a boy. Which I assume is strange for a 19-year-old man. Male. 19-year-old male. Your manliness has yet to be determined. It was a joke that wasn't. It was a joke. I'm pretty bad at talking with the ladies, and I just rejected everyone who asked me out.
Ah.
But now
Sound-
and then all of a sudden the font size gets like 3 sizes larger. But now
Okay.
I really want to date this girl I do not know about 6 months ago. How do I ask her out? How does one handle rejection?
This is an odd question. So maybe he was throwing that in to say that he wasn't unappealing, I guess, but it's really hard to put forever alone and then fuck bitches don't want in the same question.
But maybe, okay, so maybe this guy's had girlfriends. He's not forever alone, but they've always come to him, and then they've broken up, and now he's like, shit, there's a girl I like, but I've never had to ask a girl out before because they always flock to me. How do I handle this situation?
Oh my gosh, I'm just so attractive and wanted that I never have to actively pursue anyone.
If this is your situation, if the girls always ask you out, and you're always like, no, I'm not dating, I'm dating someone else, or I'm not dating, like, if you've had relationships before, and you've just never had to ask anyone out, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Just walk up to someone and be like, hi, would you like to have dinner with me? Done. It's over, because you're a likable person, or you're attractive. So, you're set. You're a fucking lucky bastard. Just ask.
All right. The way I view it is don't try too hard, because that's often the big mistake. There was a guy I was talking to, because I'm lame and I go on OkCupid. So I met this guy on OkCupid, and I thought he was interesting, but our first date, he came on so effing hard that I was just like, no, not interested. And I had an attraction to him, but he became like Clinger 101, just kind of like constantly texting me and saying like, oh, let's hang out. No, wait, I love you. And I'm like, what?
What?
No. Yeah, like, if you really have feelings for this girl, play it cool. Like, don't be a dick. Don't do the whole, like, insult compliment thing, but don't be like, I will worship the ground that you walk upon and lick it to get your scent kind of thing. Like, I don't know what kind of weird shit guys do. But, yeah. I would say if she's a mutual friend, try to see if you can get like a group thing going and maybe talk to her a little bit more, like hang out at someone's house or something. If she's someone that you don't really know, like the barista that you want to hit on, like maybe kind of hint that you want to go not get coffee if she's a barista, but like ask her to go somewhere sometime.
You want to go to work and make me a coffee?
Hey, can I make you a coffee instead of you for me?
Yeah. Go out for ice cream. Screw coffee.
Yeah.
Everyone loves ice cream.
It's kind of cold where I am right now. Fuck you and your California shit. But
is it cold in the rest of the world right now? But it's January already.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But that's my opinion. Like, just play it cool, but definitely show her that you're interested.
Yeah. As for the last bit, how does one handle rejection? You
Don't be a bitch.
You take the rejection and you feel bad, and then eventually you get over it and you're a better person for it.
To her face, just kind of brush it off, though. Just be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks anyway. Don't be like a dick and be like, well, whatever, you're a dyke anyway. That's always my favorite.
Has that been said to you?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Wow. No. Just, handle rejection. It sucks. Deal with it. Get over it eventually. You're going to be a stronger person for it. Don't worry about it. Like, it's part of the quintessential human experience. You need to be rejected in your life to understand how other people function. So.
Yeah.
All right. Done. Next question. Where can you pick up girls that like games as much as you? From my experiences, most girls don't seem to like gaming at all. Some even look down on it. Well, Kaila likes Halo.
I like a lot of games.
Where do all the gamer girls hide out? Where's your secret headquarters?
Honestly, a lot of girls do play video games now. It's just it's an odd thing in our culture where in some social groups it's very accepted, whereas in others it's kind of like seemed odd. It's like the whole how everyone parodies how being a smart girl is generally like frowned upon if you want to be popular, whatever. That's actually still kind of an issue apparently. I don't know, I've been in high school for a good hot minute. We'll just leave it at that. But I know that when I was younger, I went to LAN parties and local LAN centers all the time. I actually worked at a LAN center. And the way that I would find other gamers is you can kind of tell by their style choices, especially in high school. People wear their hobbies on their sleeve, almost literally. So, and I'm going to assume that most of the people that are submitting these questions are kind of in the 18 to 22 range, I guess.
No, when I've seen ages, it's usually like 18 to 26. Or
Wow.
16 to 26, really. Yeah, there's some little kids.
But yeah, there's still like that kind of younger one. But yeah, you can literally just like look at what people kind of like how they dress themselves. But finding girls, let's see. If they're like me, then they avoid bars and clubs because people are disgusting. I primarily I do like charity work. I do school stuff. Like school clubs are a really great way to meet people. When I was in high school, we had the Everything Awesome Club, and I was in chess club, anime club, Japanese culture club, that kind of shit. Like just go places where you want to be, and that's where you'll meet girls that like the same things you do.
Yeah.
And talk to people. Like I've had it happen where I go into comic book stores and it's just kind of like awkward, like the fuck moments, and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is awesome, I've been really looking for this issue, and they're just like, why? And I'm like, because I want to read it. So don't treat them like they're a fucking flower that'll get crushed if you talk to them. Like treat them like a normal person.
Yeah.
So,
Treat girls like people?
What? No.
But what? How are you supposed to... I don't understand.
They're not people, they're just baby carriers.
No. Okay. All right. I don't. If you guys in the chat understand, then we're good. Let's just move on. I'm confused. I don't have a more real answer though. Just
I mean, it's
do things you like to do.
Yeah, like literally go places. Like coffee shops are a really good place. We have a 24/7 French bakery, which is where all the effing hipsters go, and you can meet them there. Conventions are really good. Like there's a surprising amount of females at conventions. So
Conventions, meetup groups, like anything on Meetup was good.
Meetup. I don't really go to those
No,
because a lot of them are kind of creepy.
But you can broaden your horizons. Like you can
Yeah.
do meetups. You can go to comic book shops, game centers, like anything. Go to activities where there are people that are interested in the things you're interested in. There will be a female there. She may or may not be alone. Approach her, greet her, talk about things that interest you to her. If they interest her, you have now met a girl.
Yeah, it's not that hard. You just have to sadly talk to people and not be creepy. That's key component. Don't be creepy.
All right,
Yeah.
Next one. I'm a guy who's never had trouble talking to girls, and over 60% of my friends are girls, but I've never had a girlfriend. Help me out, oh goddess Neil.
So your viewers think you're female because the last two have seemed kind of directed towards a female.
No, but I got nothing. But I've never had a girlfriend. Help me.
So this guy probably is effeminate or comes off as effeminate. That sounds like it's going to be his biggest issue. Like just judging completely on the information I was given.
All right. Most of your friends are girls, hang out with girls, don't know how to get a girlfriend.
Yeah. And sometimes when you hang out with a lot of girls, it's hard for you, like when you think that you're showing an attraction towards someone, it may be that the girl doesn't pick up on it since you hang out with so many females that you're not really giving off the same vibe that a guy usually gives in that situation, if that makes sense. Like still kind of saying you're slightly effeminate, but not really. But when you hang out with all girls, then it's less likely for a girl to want to go and talk to you because she's going to assume that one of those girls is with you.
All right. Yeah.
So get those friends to introduce you to girls and give you like a fucking what's it called? Reference. There we go. Be like, this guy's fucking baller.
Best wingman is a female.
Yeah, and if your friends aren't doing that, then they're bitches.
Yeah, ask your female friends to introduce you to someone. They should want to help you.
Yeah.
If they don't want to help you, then they're not really your good female friends, and they're dumb.
Exactly. bitches and hoes. Just kidding. If you have female friends, then you're obviously not too much of a dick. So.
Unless they're all dicks.
Unless they're all bitches and hoes. Like,
Everyone's just a dick. All right. Oh, wow, this is an old question. All right, next question. Unctuous, you're so well spoken.
All right, that is an old question.
So here's my question. My girlfriend and I have been dating for a couple years now, and I certainly feel like she's the one and could see myself marrying her. Oh, shit.
My.
The issue is I don't see myself getting married for several years, mostly because of things like job security, wanting to be at least making enough money to support a family. I'm still in college and wanting to wait until I graduate until I've graduated at least before thinking about marriage, but I think she wants to get married sooner. What should I do? You want to marry her. She wants to marry you. You're not ready for it. This is what we call the extended engagement, my friend.
Oh, don't do it.
This is where... No, I recommend waiting until you're out of college, because that changes everything. So wait until you're out of college. Give it a year, maybe a year and a half. Like if you're still kind of cold about it, or whatever feels comfortable to you. Then you do the whole, hey babe, we should get married thing. I'm still not quite ready there, but you're the one for me. Let her know that you are receptive to the concept, directly or indirectly. And once that's communicated, then you propose at some point. And then you let her know that, okay, I'm ready for this, but I need some time. Give me a couple more years and we'll just have a long engagement. And she should probably be cool with that. Probably.
It depends. If she's already trying to push for it, then it sounds like she's probably one of those ones that like has an idea of what she wants to do for her wedding and really wants to get things on like going. But yeah, I'm all about the waiting, especially when you're in college. You change so much, but by the time you're 25, like you'll be almost a completely different person. So you could grow together. That's hopefully what happens. But I know like my parents, they grew way the fuck apart. Like they went in opposite fucking directions because they weren't even on the same page kind of thing. So, and they love each other apparently because they still cry about it now, like 20 years later. So, it's a really big thing. I don't know. In our age now, though, people do the whole married, divorce all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and after being in the military, I can see why people do it quickly because you don't want to get separated. But almost all of those end up dying in horrific fires. So,
the people
I would say
or the weddings, the marriages.
The weddings, the marriages, not the people. I'm really
they get
glad
married and then they die in a horrific fire.
It just happens. They spontaneous combustion. No, actually, but the point is, I would say talk to her about it. Like lay it out. Let her know what your feelings are, and be like, "This is my reasoning for it. I really care for you, but I want to make sure this is the right thing. Like, be sensible about it. Don't be like, fuck you, bitch. No, don't want to get married. Like." Sounds like you have a pretty good relationship, so just talking to her and telling her how you feel should work pretty well, I think.
Mm-hmm. These are good.
I feel like I should put on my bathrobe.
Well, we'll have a break in a bit, and you can put on a bathrobe. Also, this question is a question that men have been asking themselves for thousands of years. Welcome to what is to be a person who has to deal with this. Enjoy the suffering that it brings. But Kaila had a pretty good point. Talk to your future wife, your future fiance. You should have good communication.
Key.
Yeah.
Women love to talk. So
yeah. All right.
Shouldn't be hard.
Last question before our break. All right. So my name is Juan, and I've been with my girlfriend for going on 3 years. When we first got together, I was pretty consistently smoking. Now it seems like she smokes more than we hang out. The only time we hang out anymore is when I decide to kick back and smoke, not cigarettes.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. By the way, you two rock. Okay.
So let me get the synopsis. So they've been dating, and it sounds like smoking was a big foundation of that. Mm-hmm. And then now that he's kind of stopped doing it, she hangs out with him less. Is that
maybe?
They primarily hang out when he has some goods. So to speak.
He was a pretty big stoner, and now she's a bigger stoner than he is.
And he said that they only really hang out when he's smoking.
He decides to be chill and smoke.
It sounds like an example of people kind of growing apart as
Yeah.
they get older. It sounds like she's his strawberry at this point. Like she'll stick
Strawberry?
around when she's getting. A strawberry is a female that trades sexual favors in exchange, usually for like cocaine or meth. Basically, if you keep her high, she'll keep you happy. But this is obviously a little softcore version of that. You know, they got boundaries.
Well, yeah, it sounds like she may not be for you, dude. Maybe you don't want to keep dating her. You should
Especially
definitely reevaluate this. Like, what?
Especially since a lot of states are legalizing weed, so she won't need you as much anymore.
Yeah. And also, just like, just because you have a relationship doesn't necessarily mean it should continue. Like, you may be content, but do you want to be content in your relationship? Don't you want to be, like, ecstatic and happy? And when you see her, you're like, yay, I haven't seen you in 2 days. Don't you, rather than like, oh, hey, do you want to come over and sit on my couch and watch a movie and smoke some weed? Like, don't forgive me for judging, but like that kind of seems less interesting than being super psyched about the girl that you're dating. So
Yeah, it sounds like a Craigslist posting.
yeah, reevaluate whether or not you actually want this relationship to continue. That's my advice to you, sir.
Yeah.
But no, with a name like Juan, you're probably a guy.
Oh shit! No, he's a smooth operator.
Yeah,
He probably just has connections in the drug cartel. That's why she got with him to begin with. Racism in action.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, we are at our halfway point. Let's take a break. Let these people figure out some questions. If you have any more questions, you can send them to me at koivu@wrigglegoblins.com, or you can PM me on Twitch. I do prefer the email, though. It's a lot easier to keep track of. We'll see you guys in like 3 minutes. 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
And Kayla's going to come back with a bathrobe?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, cool. See you guys soon.
feel like I should.
Hey everybody, we are back again. So, next question time. We're going right into this because we've got a lot of questions to get through.
All right, I like questions.
This is a follow-up question. I took your advice and pursued my love interest. Things are going great, by the way. Thanks for the push I needed. And then I got into a D&D group. One of the guys develops an attraction to me and proceeds to call me uncomfortable nicknames and bring up uncomfortable topics given the boyfriend. How do I tell this guy to stop without being a dick about it?
You kind of have to be a dick about it, in my opinion, because D&D, I'm in a D&D group, so I know the experience of this. I've been in a couple. When you're role-playing, people will try to play stuff off. Like, they'll be like, oh, well, I didn't mean that because that was just my character, or I was just in character, I was playing the game. You have to be like, no, this is a hard line. This is not okay. Like, you need to not make me feel uncomfortable, kind of thing. Like, you gotta be a strong, powerful female, since you have a boyfriend, I'm hoping, or gay, either way, person. So, yeah, you have to set boundaries, because otherwise you're going to start resenting the group and not want to be there, and it's just because one person doesn't respect you. If he were actually respecting you, he would back off.
Yeah, I would just pull him aside sometime. Like, if you play in person, pull him aside. If you play online, send a message and be like, hey, I really like playing D&D with you. I would preface it with something like that. Like playing D&D with you, it's great, but like the way that you're role-playing, if it's role-playing, is making me uncomfortable. You know that I have a boyfriend, and like these sorts of nicknames and things are really just like kind of giving me an uncomfortable feeling. I'd appreciate it if you stopped. We're still cool. As if you stop, we're still cool, you know? And then if he proceeds to be a dick about it, continue doing it, then you can be like, all right, dude, this needs to stop. Or you can tell someone else, the rest of the group, or discuss it publicly or whatever. But I would pull them aside, and if you don't want to be a dick about it and you want to keep the D&D group intact, just be like, hey, this isn't cool. Please stop. And if he's a normal person who'll be like, oh, shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little, you have to hit him a little hard to get it in through the thick skull kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
you need a good first punch.
They'll be like, oh, I'm just having fun. And it's like, well, I'm not having fun. That's what you have to get across.
You have to make it clear that you're not playing hard to get there. Actually not cool with it, because this is where that creepy line is hard to do. Like, something's creepy if it's not received well, but in turn you need to make sure that they know that they're being creepy, because it's these things, like flirting is really fucking, it's full of gray area. Flirting is a giant gray area, so
it varies from person to person, and
good communication goes both ways. Like, he needs to communicate that he likes you, and you need to communicate that you don't like him, or whatever.
The way I view it, like, it's kind of like things like if something's offensive, it depends on if the person is offended, not necessarily if the person saying it finds it offensive. Like, that's the kind of thing. So, if he still doesn't get it, then talk to your DM and make your DM punish him. That's always a good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be like, don't be a dick. The DM can punch him in the dick with a troll.
With a troll. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. Here's a question for us. So my friend has set me up with one of her friends, and I'm lost as to what I should do in the event that we go on a date. I've had a girlfriend once, but we never dated or went out on dates per se. We were really quite intimate from day one, so I have no idea what to do when starting the early stages. Please help. We're both turning 18 this year. She seems like a really nice person, though I've never met her before, and I assume she's the coolest of cucumbers, but you know. We appear to have loads in common, which may be a curse or a boon. I don't know yet. Many thanks in advance.
High school, it's always good to have things in common. That's definitely a pretty stable way to start a relationship.
Well, 18 could be high school or college.
So they're turning 18.
They're turning 18. Well, it could be European, could be
That's true,
ahead
but
in years.
That age. That age. But I would say intimate was a weird word to throw in there. It made me a little confused. They said they were intimate by the first date.
Oh, his previous girlfriend.
Previous girl. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't date. They were intimate from the get-go, so they never did the whole let's go out on a date thing.
All right, gotcha. Well, usually I think the standard pattern is date one and then like text him after one or not the next day, like 2 days or something, and
But what
then
do they do for date one? He doesn't know what to do for
he
date
doesn't
one.
know what to do.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
he has no like he doesn't.
I would say go to like a coffee shop, like really something simple, like not a movie, somewhere you actually will talk to each other, and somewhere that's not too intimate where they might feel uncomfortable. That's kind of the way I view it, I guess. I don't know. If you guys have thoughts and things in common, go somewhere that you like both kind of like things. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to going to like a comic book store on a first date, but that's just me. Like, I don't know what they have in common. Just trying to think.
I would, if you have things in common, which apparently your friend is who's setting you up can tell you, you can figure out something you both like. For example, if you both play fighter games, you can maybe go to like your comic book shop or your game store or whatever, and like go play fighting games there. Or maybe there's a tournament, or maybe there's a club that you guys can do. Or maybe you don't like fighting games. You know, maybe you guys both like hiking, so go for a hike on your first date. Or maybe go for laser tag, or like clearly
Rock
you've got something
climbing,
in
if you're
common
both active people. Like, think about something that you would want to do
with your
that
friend.
you would want to do with like your friends. Yeah.
And then do it
Just
with
make sure.
a female. And then if you guys both enjoy it, then you guys can date. Right?
Just make sure it's somewhere that you actually can get a chance to talk to each other. That first dates, you want to be able to talk to each other. So like, movies are bad. Trying to think of bad first dates I've been on. A lot of them were bad, but they weren't really because of what we did. Like, honestly, just like chilling somewhere and like, I think like a low key like lunch kind of thing, like getting a small meal is pretty good. Like, you don't want to get like a big one, because that way you're not investing too much time in it. So there's no pressure. You're not like, you don't have to set up like an after thing, because like an afternoon kind of thing, like a Saturday afternoon, you're not expected to like keep the person busy all day. It's like you meet up and kind of chat for a little while and get to know each other a little more, and then maybe set up for something else. Like, if you go to the first date, have a second date that's a little more in depth, like as an idea. Like, if they both like music, like be like, oh, I heard this band's coming into town in like 2 weeks or 1 week or something, and you could go to that, like small cheap concerts. That's what I used to do in high school a lot.
You guys go to the zoo. I like
The zoo.
I've done that.
I'd say that for like a second date.
Yeah, zoo's probably a second date.
Yeah, first date you want to just like a little bit more, like just a little bit of FaceTime. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't take them ice skating, because if you're not coordinated and you fall, you just make a fool of yourself.
Which could be charming and work really well. Don't pull her down into the ice unless you can do it without breaking her face. Yeah. Just find something that you enjoy, that you would like to do with a friend, or that you could do while having a conversation with somebody, and then just do that. Okay?
I'd say, yeah, like cafes, I think, are just really popular for that, because they're just really low pressure. I don't know why I keep going back to that, but that's just what I view as like the perfect first date to get to know someone. Got in a huge fight and then broke your arm. Jesus Christ. That person has the worst luck in the world.
What's going on?
I can't say this fucking name. Spermath Black Hill. I don't know. Hole. Wait. Sperm versus a black hole? I'm not sure.
Yes. Sure. I lost my first girlfriend to ice skating. No, we got in a huge fight, and then I broke my arm.
Best
or she
date
broke
ever.
your arm.
Shit. Yeah, he insulted her and she just twisted his arm, and he has like brittle bone disease, so he broke, obviously. Best name ever. I don't know what that person's name is supposed to be, but I'm really enjoying that.
All right, let's do this. Next question. I have a great girlfriend named Cece that I work with, and we are very happy. We're about to take our relationship to the next level with us living together, which is great, in all caps.
Great.
The help you gave me on with our relationship has worked out, and thank you so much. I have a problem currently with somebody else. We have interns at our office that our company hires from the University of Texas. Well, I was assigned 3 interns that were all 3 girls. So 3 interns that are 3 girls each. So you have 9 female interns that are... never mind. Well, to be frank...
Triplets.
Yeah. Well, to be frank, 2 of them are pretty average, and number 3 is a very attractive girl. Blonde, blue eyes, great big smile, all in caps, and a winky face.
Ooh.
Anyway, there's been some flirting, but nothing I would say that would be unnatural. It's just typical stuff, smiling, joking, laughing, etc. while you're dating Cece. At the company Xmas party, to make it short, I found girl number 3 on my lab table in some amazingly good-looking underwear, wanting to change our dynamic.
Oh, Jesus.
I kindly declined and said that I'm in a very happy relationship and left her in my lab. I returned to the party and told Cece instantly. She was glad that I told her and was a little upset, but calmed down pretty quickly when I looked into her eyes and told her that I wanted to be with her. Cece ended up thanking me in her office later that night. Winky face. So far, you're doing everything right, dude. Well fucking done.
I mean, I'd have to say you should have not been so flirtatious with her from the beginning.
Yeah, what the fuck were you doing there? But you've done everything else you did well.
But otherwise, played well. Although your girlfriend may stab a bitch. I don't know about that.
Yeah. The thing I'm worried about is intern number 3 will be returning back to the office in January. Okay, I guess this is from December. We haven't done this in a while. And I haven't seen her since the incident. I feel like I left things kind of strange and we have to work together for another 5 months. Do I reach out outside of work or leave things strictly professional and act like it never happened? Any advice would help.
Don't touch that shit. Don't fucking touch it. Just literally have a purely professional relationship with her like you should have from the beginning, but that's okay because you did the right reaction when it went poorly. But like seriously, like don't talk to her outside of work. Don't do anything. Like just I'd say act normal, but apparently you're almost flirting.
This is what you do. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, you go.
I was gonna say what you do is you walk up to her and be like, "Hey, Cece, that's not cool. That wasn't okay."
Cece's the girlfriend.
No, damn it, not Cece. Okay.
Intern 3.
Intern 3. Hey, intern 3, that was like not acceptable. Oh no, here's an even better idea. Talk to Cece. Say, "Hey, Cece, how would you like me to deal with this girl that likes me? Should I ask for her to be transferred somewhere else, or should I just tell her to knock it off and keep working with her?" Because that's the important thing. Is you said that you worked with Cece at the same company, so ask her how she feels about it. If she's really upset and is like, "No, you can't work with this bitch anymore," then go talk to your manager and be like, "Hey, something happened. It's like a personal thing. I don't want any like she's a great worker, but can I switch interns with someone?" And if your boss is cool with it, then it's fine. If your boss is not cool with it, then you can be like, "Well, she got naked in front of me during a company party." And then your boss will be like, "Okay, maybe I'll change it." If Cece's like, "Hey, it's cool, just tell her to knock it off," then pull her aside and be like, "Hey, I have this girlfriend, she works there too," or leave that bit out. "And I want to have a strictly professional relationship with you. No hard feelings, but let's, keep things super professional." And then stop flirting with her. Okay? Stop flirting.
I feel like the girl will be embarrassed enough to literally not want to bring it up. And if she brings it up, then like I would say something about it. But if she's not actively going after you anymore, like if everything's just fly, I would just leave it as it is. Talking to your girlfriend is a good idea, but I would say that if the girl didn't get the memo, then that's when you have an issue. If she's going to be professional about it, then it's a non-issue. If she tries to continue making things go down that same path, that's when you need to start making actual actions for it. Because you don't want to fuck up her life just because she got the wrong idea. Because we don't even know if he maybe was kind of leading her on at this point. Not saying that he was or he wasn't, but I wouldn't jump to the like, let's get her screwed over for this when she made a mistake. It's if she continues to follow that path that it's a problem.
Yeah. So, I think those are pretty good answers. Is there anything else you would say on that topic?
That dude was too flirtatious if she was willing to be naked on, or, scantily clad on his desk.
Yeah. You fucked it up to begin with. I hope you took a picture before you walked away.
Well, at least he told his
girlfriend. You'll want it later in life.
She can corroborate the story, I guess, but I wouldn't trust that shit if I were a boss.
Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Here we go. It's a nice long one. 4 years ago, one of my best friends and I started having sex.
Oh, yeah.
Good for you. Well done. About 6 months later, she informed me that she slept with one of my other best friends. I was sort of a mess for a while. When you can think of someone just be happy at the thought of them, and then that's taken away, the inverse is pretty devastating. I've been with a few other girls since then. Admittedly, I still have a thing for my best friend, but we can hang out easily without any awkwardness caused by that thing. We both just got over relationships that ended nearly the same way. Lots of romance, sex, girl shows a lot of interest, guy's interest wanes due to lack of connection, guy ignores girl for a while, the guy breaks things off. The other day, on Christmas Eve, we were catching up because we hadn't seen each other for a bit. The conversation found its way into a discussion about how women just normally want to have kids because of hormones and stuff. She came out and asked me, so at what age, if we're lonely and single, would we just decide to have kids at?
Oh, gosh. One of these, huh?
On the inside, I was giddy with excitement. I wouldn't outwardly admit it, of course, due to my years of training, but I absolutely love this girl, so obviously I played it cool. 35, I said after minimal deliberation. Ooh, she remarked as she furrowed her brow and twisted her lips. I'm not having any kids at 35. 33? No, 32. I let loose a giggle. She's 24, I'm 33. My first thought after that...
Continue.
My first thought after that was a sincere hope that we would remain lonely and single until 32.
Until she's 32.
Apparently, yeah.
He'll be... Okay.
So here are my questions. What are your experiences with relationships with friends or best friends? Is this a horrible death trap that I should, by all means, avoid? Do you think there's any intermediary between where we are now and an official relationship? Or what are your thoughts on being friends with benefits with someone who has become my best friend? She comes home about every other week, and I visit her about once a month. For my preconceived notions, long-distance relationships won't work either way. What are your experiences, if any, with long-distance relationships? Thank you for your time. Oh boy, that's a lot of questions.
All right, so this guy, he's friends with someone that's almost 10 years younger than him and in love with her, which, you know, some works for some people. As a 24-year-old, I find this kind of weird, personally, but that's me. First of all, you're a dick for being, like, put off that she slept with someone else when you slept with other people. And I feel like it really depends on how it was. Yeah, he said that they slept together, and then she told him, like, she was honest with him and told him that she had previously slept with another one of their friends, and he said that he was put off by that and then started going after other girls. If you were really in love with this girl, that sexual history shouldn't really be a big issue unless she, like, still had a thing with that guy.
See, because I got the impression that they were, like, boning, and then 6 months into the boning, she's like, yeah, hey, I just boned your other friend, just letting you know. Let me read it again.
I got it as, like, she was telling him previously she had slept with the other friend.
Not sure. 4 years ago, one of my best friends and I started having sex. About 6 months later, she informed me that she slept with one of my other friends. Yeah, it's pretty gray. That could go one way or the other.
Yeah. So
if it's a personal history thing, like she had previously boned someone, then you're a dick for that. If you guys were sleeping together as, like, friends with benefits, and then she boned your friend, and you're like, oh shit, but I have all these feelings for you that I hadn't told you about, and now they're all hurt.
And you're still kind of a dick. Like,
kind of. Yeah, you should have told her you liked her, dude.
You weren't exclusive, so you can't really be mad at someone for sleeping with someone else. Like,
yeah, it doesn't sound like he's mad. It just sounds like he was hurt.
But he said that he stopped doing things with her and started sleeping with other girls.
He just said he was devastated and that he's been with a few girls since then. This was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Were you paying attention when I read this?
I did, but you said, but he said that he was off put by it, and then saying that he slept with other girls insinuates that they stopped having whatever their thing was. Yeah. But then he's still entertaining feelings for her, and they're still talking about stuff like this.
Yeah, that's true.
So it sounds like this guy, he really likes her, and she sees him as the safe thing that she can depend on later on in life. I would say for him, either go for it or move on and find someone else. Because she's just going to keep you baited until she thinks that you're her best option, in my opinion, from the way it sounds.
Also, if she's 24 and she wants to have kids at 32, that's 8 years from now.
And he's already 33, so he's going to be 40.
Yeah, you don't want to wait that time. Like, A lot of people have had that discussion with a friend at some point. The whole like, well, shit, you and I, we're great friends. You know what? If we're both lonely at this point, let's just get married and do that thing. Like, that's a common discussion to have with friends.
Yeah, and I've had that discussion with people that I'm not that close with, just as like a joke, or
Yeah.
the guy brought it up because I guess he probably liked me, or I brought it up because I liked him, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Don't put your heart on that. Like that's 8 years away. Is that what it was? 8 years? It's a long time away, dude. Like you can meet, fall in love with, break up with, then get back together with, then get engaged and get married to somebody in 8 years really easily. Like there's so many things that can happen in 8 years. Like don't you be like, yeah, totally in 8 years. At that point, let's absolutely do this. High five on it. And then proceed to continue dating other people, or just be like, you know what? Why don't we just date now? I really like you, and I've liked you all this time, and I don't care that you slept with your other friend before.
Yeah.
Like, let's just make this happen. Like, go for it now, or completely ignore it and just keep going on your own path until at that point where you're both single and lonely, which probably won't happen.
Yeah, and if it bothered you then that she had slept with a mutual friend, and it's enough to mention now in this question 4 years later, it's still going to bother you 8 years from now. So do you really want to stay hooked on that?
Yeah. Absolutely. Good question, though. Long.
Yeah.
Good question.
Well, I like it that he actually gave, like, context, though, because otherwise I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah. Very well done. I also liked the dramatic reading of these things, like the actual how it goes with your descriptions, and with a smile on my face I said. It's great. You should do that. Everyone write questions like
writing.
that, okay?
What's it called? Creative nonfiction. Yeah.
All right. Hey Neil, an awesome co-love debugger. In my former question, I inquired whether to confront my best friend once more, owing to my feelings about her boyfriend, who I felt was manipulating her, even though she said things were great between them. Your final decision was that I should stay away due to my feelings for her. Well, she called me one evening explaining everything to me, how things were, where, as I suspected, terrible, and she told me she had ended the relationship for good this time. So, my translation of this context. Someone had sent in a question a while ago being like, hey, I like this girl. We're not going to be dating because she's dating this other guy, but she keeps breaking up with him and getting back together with him, and he's bad for her. How do I tell her to, like, how do I get her to break up with him for good? And our advice was, dude, your judgment is colored by the fact that you like this girl. If she's getting back together with him, you're allowed to question it once, and then if she says it's cool, you can't question it again, because then you're being, like, it's wrong. Anyway, so that's
Stepping back was the right thing to do.
Yeah. Good.
Because now you're not just like the shoulder for her to cry on. If you really have feelings for this girl, I would say take it slow.
Oh, we got 3 more paragraphs to go.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Tell that yarn, sir.
Now the trouble has started for me. As I told you then, I have been friends with this girl for a long time and been in love with her for at least a year or more, but of course could not act on it because of the boyfriend. I'm still very into her, but she needed to get over him, get some time as single, no problem with me. However, in our texts and conversations together, she has started to flirt. In the past, we did this like friends teasing and so on, but now it has reached the point where she started to make me uncomfortable. The reason for this is I think it would be way too soon for her to be looking for anything new, as I'm afraid what I might do in a desperate moment of maybe she really does love me moment, because of my inability to interpret these signals. The flirting is of the type I would describe as more than friendly. Kissy smileys have been spotted, flirty and sometimes sexual references, but still on the playful side though. While she does this, I've tried to sneak an explanation out of her about her feelings for me without asking anything direct, but she just tells me that I am the best friend in the world. All these mixed signals is making my head very confused. Is she trying to tell me anything with some weird girl language I have not caught up on? Sincerely. Well, you signed it, so I'm just going to read it. Minnie Wolf.
Aw, poor Minnie Wolf.
That's what she said.
I wouldn't mess with that. Because it sounds like she's using you as her, like, self-validation. Like, the fact that you show her attention and still care about her. I think that she's using that as, like, her way to build herself back up, almost. Which isn't bad, but I would be very careful. I feel like if you pursue anything, that it will be short-lived and you will lose her.
Yeah. Like, this is one. So the fantasy that you're having right now, and that all of us have at that point in time, is maybe I finally, maybe she's finally seen me for who I am, and that where there's a possibility here, maybe she's finally coming around, and if I make my move, everything will be great. When in reality, the situation is probably more you're the friend that she's always had to rely on that makes her feel good about herself and can comfort her with things, and now she's finally broken up with this guy for good this time, and is coming to you and like getting the sort of support that she needs out of you without regards for your feelings. So I think at this point, you need to be like, hey, I really like you, and there could be something here, but this is too soon. You just broke up with this guy, and I'm not willing to get into a relationship with you. So if you want to date me, that's great, but let's give it a little bit of time. And if you don't want to date me, then, we should stop this flirting. Like, you need to be upfront with her, because otherwise she's going to either manipulate you, or then like you guys are going to get into some weird situation too soon that's going to fall apart. But be straight with her. Like, does she know that you even like her? Tell her you need some more time. Tell her that you think that she needs more time, or that something.
I'm pretty sure she knows that he likes her.
Probably. I doubt he's hiding it well. I was trying to be nice to him.
I know, but I would say, shit. She's probably the kind of girl, though, that the next person she gets with, it's going to be for a while, and they're going to be abusive as well. It sounds like...
This is wild speculation.
It is.
Wild speculation.
I'm not saying that I know for a fact. I'm just saying that it sounds like he's in a really rough spot. There's a possibility he could get it, but I'd say the chances are very, very, very low.
Yeah.
And... I think your idea of putting it on the table would be the way to like get a definitive answer from her. And if she doesn't give you a definitive answer, don't even bother anymore.
Yeah, like it seems like you've invested a lot of time and energy into this person, and they're clearly important to you. But you need to at some point figure out when to cut your losses if you're going to be losing. So she's broken up with her guy. You guys are hitting it off. Things are going well. It's time to play your cards, or put your cards on the table and be like, hey, if there's an option, let's do it, but
yeah,
let's relax for a little bit.
And just make sure that you're not trying to force her into actually dating or anything. Like, you just want to like be like, I need to know if you're just fucking with me, basically. Like, yeah.
All right, it's good. New question. Oh, actually, we're at our 1 hour time limit. Do you have any interest in going for 4 more questions, or should we just leave those for another time?
I don't mind.
You don't mind?
This is entertaining.
All right, let's just keep going. We'll do a long episode of LoveBytes.
It's fun listening to people have harder lives than I do. He's just like,
Dear Goddess Neil. Okay, guys, you got to cut that shit out.
I love that. That's
cut
good.
that shit out. Don't do that.
Can you wear a wig next time you do this? Long flowing locks. You get one at the dollar store for $1.
I've just gotten out of a 2-year relationship, and I have never had any romantic interest or interaction, for that matter, in a girl besides my ex, because I'm terrible at communicating to women and with men. How do I keep from sizing up in front of a girl I find cute and actually talk to her? Seizing up, not sizing up.
Seizing up.
There we go. How do I keep from seizing up in front of a girl I find cute and actually talk to her?
Imagine her with a really ugly face. But seriously, like, treat her like any other person. Like,
treat her like a guy friend.
I have that problem too. Like, generally, I'm just like whatever and give 0 fucks. But when I actually want someone to like me, I am the fucking most awkward person in the world. Like, I'm just like, yeah. What's that? The awkward penguin. That's me in a nutshell. When I actually want someone to like me, I'll be like oddly second guessing myself and all that kind of stuff. But when I'm like, whatever, I don't care if you like me, I'm just like, and fuck bitches and talk about swear words and weird penises and stuff. Like, I really don't care.
As opposed to just normal penises?
Only weird penises are worth discussing. Normal penises are just porn.
There you guys have it.
Oh, we should have stopped earlier. Damn. Okay, but
no, this is great. So how do you talk to a girl without seizing up? Well, Bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Talk to a cute girl, and then seize up and be embarrassed. And then when you talk to the next cute girl, you're not going to seize up so badly, but you're still going to fail. And then you talk to the next girl, and then it's going to work. So fucking take some sacrifices, and suck it up, and be uncomfortable and awkward until you are over it. Like, that's the honest advice. There's no easy way. There is no answer. If there was an answer, everyone would have it. You're just going to have to deal with it. And you're going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to get your heart broken. It's going to hurt, and you're going to reject it, and it's going to suck. And then you'll be a better person for it in the end.
Yeah, but the best way to deal with it is literally just don't think of it as an attraction thing. Like, literally just be like, this person seems interesting. I want to talk to them. Just talk to them. If it really helps, don't even, like, make eye contact and only look at, like, their eyes. Like, don't think about the rest of it. This is what I did when I was in basic military training. I literally just picked a spot on the person's face and stared that shit down. So, like, even if I was talking to a senior master sergeant, 0 fucks were given. Like, I was just like, this is what I have to do. And that's the best way to deal with it. Because there were times where, like, I was scared shitless and I'd be shaking. But you have to speak with eloquence and you can't stutter. And if you do, then you get yelled at. So you just have to sit there and just be like, sir, yes, sir. Like, you just have to deal. You have to not let yourself get shaken. You have to do practice.
There you go. There you go. I've fallen in love with a Twitch streamer.
Oh.
They does some role-playing and advice shows. What should I do? Would it be creepy to message them every day forever and maybe watch their VODs all day?
I think you have an admirer.
Find out if your Twitch streamer is into guys. If they are, you're still on the table. Are they single? Yes? Okay. You can still do this. No, you can't.
If they aren't into guys, just Photoshop their head onto really buff bodies and masturbate to that.
This is the equivalent of, I don't know. It's hard for, yeah.
If they're actually being serious,
I'm going to assume they're being
best.
serious. I think this is a joke. I think it's a
but
joke.
We're going to assume they're being serious because this is a super serial show.
Super serial show.
We talk about real shit and not weird penises. So.
Yeah. I mean, we had a similar question where someone was like, my girlfriend has a huge crush on Day 9. What do I do?
Give her to Day 9.
Give her to Day 9. I'm figuring this is along the same lines. Like, hey, I like this person. I like Day 9. What do I do about it? And the answer is hang out in chat. Be cool in chat. You know, if you seriously are romantically interested in them, you're at a disadvantage because you know everything about them and they know nothing about you, and it's going to be really hard to get their attention without coming off as a creepy motherfucker. So
I would say you don't know a real person based on their stream persona. I mean, some people are very candid, some aren't, but I would say that reevaluate your feelings first of all. And if someone actually is doing that, then it's probably like a psychological thing where they're very alone and they feel like they can't really be attached to any people they know in real life. And I would say get more friends and extend your social circle outside of the internet.
Kaila, did you see that State of the Game? It's probably a year ago now. I think it was last year's holiday episode, 2012's holiday episode, where they took a call and it was some girl being like, "Hey, Day 9, I think you and I would be perfect together, and I have this like really crazy idea." Do you remember that?
I think I do.
That was hilarious.
I don't watch State of the Game often, but I think I may not have because I think I was still at I was just at a BMT then, so maybe not.
But they had a few callers and everyone was drinking, and this girl calls and she just like, "Oh my god, you're the greatest! I love you so much. We should totally have babies together," sort of thing. And he was like, "Ah!" At first he was happy, and then he was like, "Oh shit, this is awkward." And everyone else like fell out of their chairs laughing, basically. And he was like,
"Don't be that
you.
person."
And everyone was really cool about it, and no one made fun of her, even though everyone watching was thinking, "Oh my god, this girl's crazy." Poor girl. I feel so bad for her. But how do you not come off like that? You just can't. You can't.
You can't. You have to think about it. It's a odd example, but it's on my Twitter feed right now, so I'm thinking about it. But like, Beliebers have no chance with Justin Bieber simply because they are fangirls. Like, have you ever seen a celebrity legitimately date one of their like stalkerish fans?
No, you can't be a stalker. If you actually like them, you kind of have to somehow distance yourself from them so you don't have that fervent, rabid fan feel.
I didn't know who Day9 was when I met him. I met him at an MLG event, and he was totally chill. Like, I could see someone liking him because he was a pretty chill guy. But his persona on Day9 Live, I would rather stab him in the face. So, I don't. It's just, you can't know a person unless you know them actually in person.
But because I'm going to want to give you a real answer, here's my answer. Be cool, offer to help out with things. If you can, work your way into a mod position. Treat the streamer with respect, and don't act like a fan. Hang out, like, if you get a chance to, like, actually have interactions with them as a mod or whatever, you can be like, oh, hey, you like, take the interactions professionally and, like, get your job done, rather than like, oh my god, you're the coolest, I'll do anything you want, and then become like a trusted mod. You're like the worst mod in the world.
I'm the best mod.
You're the worst. You don't you're the worst mod in the world.
Top 1 NA.
Yeah, and then like you can maybe at that point, work yourself into a position where you can help them with things, and then you can talk and have a conversation, and then maybe they're like, oh hey, you're actually really cool, and you're like, yeah, you're really cool. Hey, do you and then maybe they'll hit on you. Like, you kind of have to wait for them to make the hitting on you thing. But don't pin your hopes on it. It's a 1 in 10 million chance. Give up and go find someone else.
I'd say your best bet is to be that creepy person that waits outside bars at conventions and meets them there, and be a hot chick. That's
this is
the
a
best
dude.
way to do it, actually. Be an attractive female in a niche demographic. Niche. There we go. There you go. That's how almost every pro-ho gets there.
Yeah. All right, next one. Hey Neil, I'm bringing this one closer to gaming as it pertains to exes at the table. Our group has been stable for a few years now, and seen another member and I get together and break up. We did not expect this to be too much of an issue, but have had some problems staying apart. While these problems need to be and are being dealt with, I am worried about the effects it's having on other players. Only one other member is aware of the situation, and I am concerned it will make him and others at the table feel awkward. Unfortunately, filling them in is not really an option for valid reasons. Do you have any advice on keeping the other players comfortable with the situation while we work out our situation? Don't be awkward. Be cool.
Yeah, deal with your shit. They don't even need to know what's going on as long as you can deal with it. And you can be like, I'm just having a bad day or something like that, but first of all, you should be really careful when you try to date someone inside your social circle, just because that's always going to cause problems. But for us to give good advice on this, I think we'd have to know more of like what you guys like. Obviously, you're upset with each other because you broke up, but
together, broke up, having problems staying apart.
Like there's a detail missing for us to be able to give you legitimate advice on this, because the advice isn't really relevant to how you need to deal with the group. It's how you need to deal with each other, and I think that's part of your problem with this, is that you're worrying about the group when you need to focus on your issues with each other.
Yeah. Only one member is aware of the situation, and I'm concerned it will make him and others at the table feel awkward. How will it make others feel awkward if they're unaware of the situation, unless you guys are being awkward together?
Yeah, like, then you need to work on yourselves. It doesn't...
Yeah. Unfortunately, filling them in is not really an option for valid reasons. That pings my radar. Is filling them in not a valid reason because your ex used to date someone else at the table? Is that the problem? Like,
maybe they like someone else that's also in the group.
Yeah, like we don't have enough information to really work on this. I'm sorry, fake username, because your email address is a ridiculous string of letters that clearly you just smashed the keyboard to get.
Yeah, like, obviously you're going to find people inside your social group. I meant more like, if you're in like a tight-knit like D&D group, it's always awkward if people get together and then break up. Like, it's going to cause issues unless you can set some sort of boundaries. Mm-hmm. It sounds like there was like cheating or something involved in this, because I don't know what it is. Like, it's really weird.
There's something weird.
There's definitely something weird. I'd say maybe put the hanging out, like, they said they're like a gaming group or something. Like, I'm not sure.
Oh God.
Is it just a social group, or?
Oh sweet Jesus! What has?
Did you close stuff?
No, I opened something. I linked it to you in Skype.
Oh, linked it to me.
Oh my god, that's awful.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw that in the chat.
Oh.
It's the best.
YouTube
it's
viewers,
True
I'm going
Love,
to put this link in the comments, but it's scary.
True Love Goddess. But I'd say the deal, like, if anything, put the group on hiatus while you guys kind of figure things out. Like, maybe skip a week of meetings if that's what it is. If it's a group hanging out thing, then try not to hang out in that group set for like a little while until you kind of figure out your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If they're your friends, they'll understand if you're like, hey, I kind of need a break for a little bit. Like, you don't have to elaborately explain things. If they are your friends, then they'll be like, okay.
Okay.
I guess.
All right.
I don't.
It's hard when there's so much information missing, and it's clearly such a sketchy issue.
Yeah.
All right.
Sketch as fuck.
All right. Next one.
Next one.
First of all, you two are awesome! Exclamation point. This is from 31 minutes ago. He's talking about us.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh. I love you, person.
Okay, so my best friend and I have known each other for about 4 years, and we were acting like a couple for 8 months now.
Is this the same guy? I'm just kidding.
You know, make out when we meet. It's a date, that sort of thing. I don't know if we're committed to each other, but we love each other, but not in that way. Anyway, the problem is my crush from 2 years ago, I tried, didn't work out, and we started to hang out recently, and I found out she likes me, and I started liking her again. We were hanging out again. So now I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to stay where I am? I like it, I'm happy, but the fact that it's not a relationship means if she finds someone else she likes, she will try and make something happen with that. Of course, we can stop acting like couples if that happens. Or am I supposed to start a relationship with my crush? It's a risk, and I don't know if I should take it.
Easy answer. Talk to the one that you're having the relationship-y like thing with, because if you're acting like you're in a relationship or as a couple, then she might just be kind of viewing it as you are one and you didn't even realize it. Or if she's not taking it seriously, she'll tell you. If she wasn't taking it seriously, this might be the kick in the pants for her to take it seriously. Like, just talk to her.
Yeah.
That's the easiest thing. And if that crush is liking you when you guys are acting coupley, that would make me sketched out personally. But maybe she doesn't know. So
yeah, but you know how it goes. Well, actually, you don't know how it goes. As soon as a guy starts like,
is in a
relationship with a girl, all the girls like him. It's bullshit.
Dude, it happens to girls too. I almost never date, but anytime I am, the guy will be like, "Oh, you're in a relationship? Damn it! I was just gonna tell you that I liked you for like 5 years," and I'm like, "I was single for 5 years. The fuck is this?" But yeah. It happens.
Bullshit. Anyway, talk
suck.
to the girl that you're kind of sort of acting like a couple with, and be like, "Hey, I need to know where you stand on this because something's come up, and either we have to stop. Like, either we need to take this to the next step, or we need to completely stop. And I need to know how you feel." And
especially if you think that she's going to do that to you. So
yeah, just do that, and that way she will have her opportunity to claim you. Or to be like, whoa, I wasn't really taking this that seriously. And you'd be like, okay, good. I just need to know. Ex-crush over here has come my way. So, loved making out with you. High five on makeouts. I'm going to go over here and do this. And then she can be like, oh shit, what have I done? And then you can contact us in like 2 weeks, be like, I did what you said. Now the girl I was making out with is super into me and wants to have a real relationship. But now I'm dating this other person. What do I do? And then we'll deal with that then.
Yeah. So getting it over with right away, you don't have to worry about potentially hurting someone's feelings. It's kind of like one of those win-win where if she wants you, then you get to keep her, and hopefully you want her. And maybe it's a chance for you to reevaluate if you actually want to stay with her. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and if she doesn't, then you get this other side bitch. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So again, I keep trying to end the show. But we keep getting more questions. But you know what? We got 4 more. We can save these for next week. We're just going to do LoveBytes every week now instead of every other week. So these 4 questions we'll save for next week. Next Thursday, what is that going to be? January 30th at 6 o'clock Pacific time. We're going to do the next episode of LoveBytes. So send in your questions now or sometime this week, and we'll do it next week. Kaila, thank you so much for joining us.
It was fun. Thanks for having me.
You always give great advice. We'd love to have you on. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
Just fucking talk to bitches. Jesus.
Just fucking talk to bitches.
Just talk to them.
Talk to them.
Don't call them bitches, though. At least not to their face. Unless they're into that. Some people are. I don't know.
Beautiful is the only B word you should ever call a girl. Bitches love being called beautiful.
Bodacious.
Yeah. I ask a girl out by calling her bodacious. Get back to me and tell me how hard the slap was.
Do some field report. Tell me how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Now I'm just imagining like some like neckbeard fedora guy being like, "Hello, bodacious bitches."
And on that note, we're ending the show. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.